It's time now for the Peer Channel New News Report on this Thursday afternoon, September 17th, 2015. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. I have new news at 9:00. Top story at 12 noon on this Thursday afternoon here is in Washington, where once again among the most powerful women in American business, Carly Fiorina emerges as a leading contender of the 2016 Republican presidential campaign alongside Donald Trump, another outsider from the corporate world. The death toll rose to at least 8 Thursday after magnitude 8.3 earthquake rocked over the coast of Chile, triggered tsunami advisories as far away as Hawaii and Southern California. The tech community has a message for Ahmed Bahama, the tech-savvy Texas teen who was arrested for bringing a homemade clock to school. Just keep building. People demonstrate near the presidential palace after soldiers arrested Burkina Faso's transitional president and prime minister in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. And in a sprawling criminal investigation into this failed to disclose an addiction defect that killed at least 124 people, General Motors has agreed to pay $900 million to settle on the case with the Justice Department according to documents released. Well, Hillary Clinton is certainly trying to be funny while the GOP was consumed with its second primary debate on Wednesday. The Democratic frontrunner decided hanging out with Jimmy Fallon for taping it Wednesday night on NBC's The Tonight Show. Tyrannic Croatia, the latest developments as European governments try to cope with a huge number of people moving across Europe as Slovenia and Red Cross expect 5,000 refugees soon. The shared economy has been innovative response to everything from reducing food waste to getting around tense on what it could do in the face of the unfolding European migrant crisis, now regularly described as the worst migration crisis since. Two suicide bombers claimed by the ISIS terror group terrified parts of central Baghdad on Thursday, killing at least 13 people and injuring dozens of others, according to police officials in the Iraqi capital. A highlight image by the University of Witwatersrand shows that the skeleton of a lady pictured in the Witbone Balcony Infantry Studies Institute at the University of Witwatersrand in Johannesburg. San Antonio U.S. military prosecutors said in an opening statement on Thursday that Sergeant Bo Bergdahl, a former prisoner of war in Afghanistan, held for 5 years before being swapped in 2014 for 5 Taliban leaders, deliberately for the leftist post. If she seemed unedged, it may have been something to do with the swords and knives on her walls. Hernando County Sheriff's deputies paid a visit to the Brooksville, Florida home of Nicole Dickeyman and her neighbor. Dorothy Clark complained that Washington Speaker John A. Boehner has been luminously in the anti-abortion movement since he was little known or a state lawmaker and widely viewed as the most passionate opponent of abortion who ever wielded the Speaker's gavel. The civil liberties group said that the city is aggressively cracking down on homelessness, destroying the belongings of homeless families and preventing them from accessing food and medicine. European equities closed mixed on Thursday as investors made an edge ahead of the U.S. Federal Reserve's decision in interest rates later in the session. U.S. stocks were wavering between small gains and losses on Thursday as investors remained on the sidelines until the Federal Reserve announcement this afternoon on whether it would raise interest rates for the first time in nearly a decade. The short answer is sort of. Potential homebuyers certainly care that the monthly payment goes up to the same house that they were considered a month earlier. America's Got Talent has another winner on Wednesday. Ventriloquist Paul started one season 10, taking home the $1 million prize. There are a lot of environmental changes occurring in this planet. Warms, melting ice caps, rising sea levels, heat waves, you name it. Scientists at Columbia University have discovered that 2 black holes swirling around the Virgo constellation are much closer to the collision than previously thought. Astronauts will get their first spin in the new deep space capsules by the spring of 2023, 2 years later than previously anticipated, NASA announced Wednesday. Air pollution is killing 3.3 million people worldwide a year, according to news data that includes the surprise. Farming plays a large role. When Dr. William Schaffner, an infectious disease specialist in Tennessee, flicked on intelligence last night to catch the end of the Republican debate, he watched a scene that felt unsettling familiar. A candidate was talking about vaccines. A deeper look at the data participants in the original study showed the drug Paxil is not effective and ignored significant side effects. A 3-year-old girl with type 2 diabetes has recovered from the disease, showing promise of other children with the disease as the girl was brought to the University of Texas 2 years ago, the Wall Street Journal reported. Weighing 77 pounds. A protein patch that has been developed by muscle researchers at Stanford University, and the research team claims that it can repair heart muscles. Now look at the stock market report at 12:04. Alright, looking at stock market report, Dow 16,736.64, down 3.31. S&P 500 1995.26, down 5 cents. Nasdaq 4,896.22, up 6.98. European market index 10,229.38, up 2.37 points. FTSE 6186.99, down 42.22 points. CAC 4635.14, up 9.30 points. Asia markets, Nikkei 18432.27, up 260.67. Shanghai 30,086.68, down 65.67 points. HSI 21,854.63, down 112.03 points. Oil markets 46.31, down 44 cents. Brent 48.61, down $1.14. Natural gas 2.66, unchanged. Gold markets 1,116.60, down $2.40. Silver 14.91, up 25,000 point, and copper 2.4535, up 15,000 point. Bond US 10-year 2.2851%, down 18,000 point. German 10-year 0.785%, down 2,000 point, and Germany's 10-year yield 0.366%, up 1,000 point. FX bond European US dollar 1.131, up to 1,000 point. US dollar Japanese yen 120.89, up 34 cents, and Great Britain pound US dollar 1.5514, up to 2,000 point. Alright, looking at commodities here. Wheat 42 3/4, down 5.5. Soybean 82.50, down 4 3/4 here. Corn 3 1.5, down 4.5. Sugar 11.41, down 6 cents. Coffee 118.40, up 30 cents. Cotton 62.49, down 22 cents. Rough rice 12.94, up 75,000 point, and cocoa 3,281, up 14. Live cattle 137.325, down 275,000 point. Lean out 71.25, up 3, and FT cattle 188.40, down 5 cents. Alright. In New York, an Amber Alert has been issued for Slaine Hicks, age 10, last seen yesterday in Manhattan. Be on the lookout for a white Chevrolet Lumina, New Mexico license plate number NGG 506. They need to find this child as soon as possible as recent information and get it that the child could be in danger. And maybe in danger. Anyone information on this abduction is also called the New York City Police Department. Here, Channel News Time, 12:07, 10 after 8. Sports report here, the Boston Red Sox have the night off. Tomorrow they open up a 3-game series against the Toronto Blue Jays. 8 here, the opening weekend in NFL. Season is followed by National Trip to Cougars Week. That trip is that who had a good or bad day in Week 1 doesn't really tell anything more that who had a good or bad day in Week 12 as Peyton Manning is no longer equipped to save an O-line. Dan Evans picked shooter during this year's Wimbledon qualification stage where Hampton is Great Britain surprised David Cup pick. Bill Belichick, an impressive movement in his 16-year Patriots tenure, kept a fully heavily player in Gronkowski on the bench. There was no chance he was risking possibly a major injury to Gronkowski, who was arguably the NFL's toughest matchup. And also, the NFL announced on Wednesday that granted the Patriots' request to have employees reinstated by suspension is overturned. Here, Channel News on 12:08, time for Trevor Porter on this Thursday afternoon here. NAC smooth sailing 9 ways, byways, and wing here, and except we're seeing some few slow spots there. 95 minutes southbound side, a little slow from 37 in Trenton, work all the way up to 295. 120 on the northbound side, it is slow from Great Plain Avenue to before Route 9 in Wellesley here. Southeast Expressway northbound side, so from Dorchester to downtown Boston here. Mass back on the westbound side, it is slow from South Boston all the way to the Austin Brighton tolls here. Timmy Middle Tunnel, both ends a little slow here. In downtown Boston here, Mass back interchange with 185, a little slow here. 195 minutes southbound side, so from 119 to Route 2 in Littleton here. Route 2 in the eastbound side, slow around the Acton stretch. Route 120 on the northbound side, Route 3 slow around the Burlington intersection here. 93 on the northbound side, a little slow for the Lawrence stretch. Highways in New Hampshire looking good, and on the main turnpike, it's looking good from York to Augusta via Portland here. Okay, looking at MBTA alerts here at 12:10. On affairs, all human health ferry trips will be railed out about 14 days due to schedule long on bridge construction under 3 to 8 minutes of travel. On the subway, Civil and National Fox Express and minor delays due to an accident here. And on the Commuter Rail, Fairmont Woods Line, train 513, 10:15 a.m. from substation, delayed today 10 to 15 minutes here. Beer Channel News Time, 12:10, time after 8. Weather report, current conditions here in North Massachusetts at 12:10, 81 degrees for first class, humidity 49%, wind speed west by 8 miles an hour, barometer 3.15 inches, dew about 60 degrees, and visibly 10 miles, heat index 82 degrees. Current conditions around the region here is 80 degrees in Boston, 79 and in Bedford and Lawrence, 74 in Beverly and Gloucester, 83 in Fitchburg, 75 in Worcester, 74 in Sturbridge, 77 in Milford, 81 in Norman and Taunton, 80 in New Bedford, at 79 in Plymouth, 77 in Marksville, Falmouth, and Provincetown, 75 in Chatham, 74 in Nantucket, 81 in Smithfield, 77 in Providence, 74 in Wesley, 75 in Block Island, 78 in Montauk, 80 in Islip, 81 in New York City, Paris, 78 in Bridgeport and New Haven, it's 80 in Danbury, 75 in Waterbury, 81 in Meriden, 78 in Northford, 77 in Woodlock, 75 in Springfield, 69 in Greenfield, Massachusetts, 81 in Athol, 69 in Northam, 73 in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 73 in Albany and Cedar Springs, New York, 72 in Rutland, Vermont, 74 in Bennington and Bremer, Vermont, 68 in Lebanon, New Hampshire, 63 in Keene, New Hampshire, 76 in Jaffa, New Hampshire, 78 in Nashville, New Hampshire, 76 in Manchester and Carver, New Hampshire, 73 in local New Hampshire, 80 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 78 degrees up in Portland, Maine. Here. Alright, looking at the search map around the country shows a cold front off the California coast stretching up in the northwestern California and a pink front from west central Oregon and up in the southwestern portions of Washington State with low pressure off the Washington coast. Station front from 7 Nevada down to 7 Utah and a cold front from Colorado stretching all the way up to western Kansas and Nebraska, merging with a station front from northwestern Iowa down from Minnesota and merging with a warm front through western Ontario and station front up in the northwestern portions of Ontario and the northwestern Quebec here. And further from southwestern Kansas down for western Oklahoma and down for Texas. Further off the Carolinas and stretching in the north central Florida and off the Florida coast with a low pressure off the southwestern Florida coast. There. Low pressure with a front of from central Washington stretching in down for western Idaho here. And further from southeastern California down for the Gulf of California. And low pressure stretching in Nebraska. Southwest Minnesota and north central portions of Minnesota while get some high pressure in western Saskatchewan and a ridge of high pressure around the Northern Rockies of Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, and another front from and another high pressure ridge around the Four Corner region and another high pressure ridge around the central and northern Appalachians up in the upstate New York here. 76 degrees at Tetra in Detroit, Michigan, and Washington, D.C., 72 in Pittsburgh, 74 in Atlanta, Georgia, 81 in Miami, Florida, 82 in Dallas, Texas, 86 in Brownsville, Texas, 76 in Kansas City, 77 in Omaha, Nebraska, 75 in Chicago, 73 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 47 in Great Falls, Montana. It's 56 in Seattle, 59 in San Francisco, 68 in Los Angeles, 70 in Las Vegas, 80 in Phoenix, Arizona, 53 in Salt Lake City, 63 in Denver, and 69 degrees in Albuquerque. Here. Okay, look at that. What is going on in the radar situation here? Nothing brewing in the New England region in the rain situation here, but to the southeast here. A lot of rain showers and thunderstorms here. Stretching from the southern North Carolina coast and covering much of the South Carolina coast from Myrtle Beach down to Charleston and covering much of the Georgia coast. And a lot of rain showers and storms from Daytona Beach and stretching down from Miami down for Key West and covering around I-75 from Fort Myers up into the Tampa after the for the Gulf Coast, and also some showers and storms from Orlando stretching up I-4 to Daytona Beach here, and a line of cluster of showers and thunderstorms off the southeastern Louisiana Gulf Coast here. Patchy rain showers on eastern, central, and west central portions of Quebec and stretching the northeastern portions of Ontario, and a lot of rain showers and thunderstorms from west central portions of Ontario stretching in down to western Wisconsin down for central and western and north central portions of Minnesota down for east central portions of Iowa and some spotty rain showers from southwestern Iowa down for western Kansas, west of Kansas City and Missouri, and down for east central portions of Kansas here. And taking a look at some spotty rain showers in the northwestern portions of Colorado down for western Nebraska. A lot of patchy rain showers in the northwestern portions of Utah and Salt Lake City and stretching the southwestern portions of Wyoming and Atlanta rain showers to 7 in the northern portions of Idaho down for northwestern Oregon and Washington State, and spotty rain showers in the northwestern portions of California, and Apache snow showers in the western portions of Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming here, and Apache rain showers in central and southeastern portions of Saskatchewan down for the southwestern portions of Manitoba here. Atlanta rain showers around Alaska here. And they look at the satellite loop here, and Atlanta clouds from Florida stretching off the New Jersey shore and off the Long Island Sound, and Atlanta clouds from northeastern portions of Oklahoma, stretching in eastern Kansas, and stretching in the western portions of Missouri, stretching about Iowa, covering much of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and up the western portions of Ontario, and Atlanta clouds covering much of northern Utah and Colorado and Nevada, and covering with Wyoming and western Montana, covering much of the Pacific Northwest and the British Columbia here, and Atlanta clouds from western and eastern Dakotas and up in the Manitoba and eastern portions of Saskatchewan here. Okay, look at it. The tropics there, while seeing some clouds central and east central portions of Quebec and the Newfoundlands here. Alright, the latest on travel depression 9. It is center location 16.1 in the north, 45.2 to the west. Match the same winds, 35 miles an movement. Northwest wind 6 miles an hour here. Okay, depression remains poorly organized. There are no close watches warnings. In fact, at 11 a.m. Atlanta Standard Time, the center of tropical depression 9 was located in latitude 16.1 in the north, longitude 45.2 to the west, and the depression is moving toward the northwest near 6 miles an hour, and this general motion is expected to continue Friday. A turn toward the west-northwest is forecast by early Saturday. Maximum sustained winds are near 35 miles an hour gusts. Some weakening is forecast during the next 48 hours, and the depression could weaken to a remnant low Friday night. Estimated minimum central pressure is 1,006 millibars at 29.81 inches. And Service on 1, shower activity stretched with a broad area of low pressure located about 600 miles southwest of the Cape Verde Islands has changed little in organization during the past few hours, and about conditions are expected to be conducive for the formation of tropical depression during the next day or two while the system moves west-northwest with 10 to 15 miles over the central tropical Atlantic. Here, formation chance for 4 hours, high 7%, formation chance for 5 days, high 8%, and disturbed number 2, larger disturbed weather extended across the southeastern Gulf of Mexico, northeast where it is. Across what is associated with a broad surface trail interacting with an upper level trail. This system is expected to move up northeastward and spread heavy rains over the portions of the Florida Peninsula during the next day or two. A low pressure area could form over the southwest Atlantic this weekend, and conditions there could become a little more conducive for tropical subtropical cyclone development here. Formation chance for 4 hours, low 10%, formation chance for 5 days, low 30%. Okay, what's going on in the Eastern Pacific here in the tropics? A large area of distal land's and thunderstorms located 700 miles south of the southern tip of Baja California Peninsula is associated with a weak area of low pressure. Some gradual development in the system is possible this weekend while it makes it move slowly northwestward. Formation chance for 4 hours, low 20%, formation chance for 5 days, low 30%. Alright, let's take a look at our forecast discussion around the region here. High pressure lasts throughout the week, bringing it with a prolonged period of warm and dry weather, cold front weeks, doing on Sunday, followed by cool weather early next week. Low pressure may move slowly north along the coast and possibly bring some rain to the region by midweek. Near-term forecast mostly in good shape this morning. Sunny skies prevail across the Cedar Bay as temperatures head towards the mid-upper 80s this afternoon, and we'll leave forecast alone for now until expected to be back up in the next hour and a half or two. Okay, let's take a look at our weather notes here. Water temperature 65 degrees, and I'm expecting this afternoon's highs around the region. I'm predicting 84 to 88 degrees. And tonight's lows expected to be 56 to 66 degrees. And expected tomorrow's highs 76 to 86 degrees. A warm and humid day on Saturday, leading to a front on Sunday that will fizzle out, giving the region some showers on Sunday before ushering in a cool air mass beginning on Monday. All right, 7-day forecast. It goes like this. The rest of the afternoon here. Today, Senska have about 84 degrees, southward about 5 to 7 miles an hour. Tonight, Petrog up to 2 a.m. was Cusco about 56 degrees, southward about 5 miles coming common in the evening here. Friday, Petrog for 8 a.m. was Senska have about 84 degrees, calm wind coming southwest around 5 to 7 miles in the afternoon. Friday night, Petrog up to 3 a.m. was both Cusco about 59 degrees and southward about 5 miles coming common in the evening here. Saturday, Petrog for 9 a.m. was both Senska about 79 degrees, southward about 3 to 7 miles an hour. Saturday night, Petrog up to 11 p.m. was Cusco about 61 degrees. Sunday, Petrog for 9 a.m. was Cusco about 76 degrees. Sunday night, Cusco low about 34 degrees. Monday, both Cusco about 68 degrees. Monday night, Petrog after 4 a.m. was Cusco about 34 degrees. Tuesday, Petrog was Cusco about 68 degrees. So that both Cusco about 35 degrees. And Wednesday, Cusco about 70 degrees. Chesapeake 30%. Here's what our phrase of the day. Terrific Thursday afternoon store. This is POC. Have a good afternoon. Goodbye today. To 3 o'clock for a 3 p.m. report.